Maybe school wasn't a lot of fun for you, and you're wondering how you can possibly learn what you need to pass your GED, high set, or task test. Here are two secrets about learning that can change everything you know about studying. First, learning does not depend on how smart you are. It depends on how much time you spend on the material. The truth is, anyone can learn anything if given enough time. That's why classroom learning is hard for some people. Everyone learns at different speeds, and if they're rushed, they skip over the foundations and then have trouble with the more complicated things. Has that ever happened to you? The second thing about learning is that it depends on how things are explained. I'm sure you've had a teacher who could really explain the concepts so that you can understand them well. And you've had teachers that move through explanations too quickly without connecting them to things in your life so they make sense. Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay. You're probably wondering what this has to do with passing the high school equivalency test. Let me explain this with a story about Keisha. Keisha dropped out of high school when she was in 10th grade to help her mother take care of her sisters. When Keisha was in school, she had a hard time. Her reading level was at about 6th grade and her math was even lower. So Keisha put off getting her high school equivalency for over 8 years because she worried that she'd have trouble learning like she did when she was in school. But then, Keisha heard about how online learning could help her. She enrolled in the GED Academy and found that she could go at her own speed instead of the speed that her teachers tried to force her to follow. That meant she could repeat lessons that were hard for her and she could skip ones that were easy. She also found that instead of having to listen to a lecture or try to read a textbook, the lessons were presented in real-life situations that made sense to her. For Keisha, learning online was a revolution. It completely changed the way she learned, and even the speed at which she learned. She was able to study about 2 to 3 hours a week, sometimes more, and in 7 weeks, she was able to take the GED test and pass. Now, Keisha is in a nursing program and working as a CNA. Her life has changed because she discovered online learning. Click here to get more information and learn how to enroll.